Hello and welcome to the Gossip Girl recap video, episode 3. I know I mentioned this in my video last week, but I have been developing a bit of a soft spot for this show, warts and all. Anyway, let's get into the video. So Jillian has been trying to get over her breakup with Obi by traveling about on yachts and going truffle hunting with aristocratic types and heirs. Her exploits are all documented on Gossip Girl, and of course because she's an influencer, it's all out there anyway. It doesn't work though. It seems as though nobody's really interested in her romantically, somehow. And her friends tell her that she needs to find somebody new. Audrey tells Jillian that she slept with Max, but she loves Aki, so she won't tell him, and they swear to keep the secret, which means we know it's going to come out. Aki tells Obi the same thing, that he made out with somebody who wasn't Audrey, and he feels really bad. Obi tells him that since this was a mistake and he still loves Audrey, he should just keep quiet and move on. There's no point in hurting her. So there's a lot going on social media. People are making fun of or bullying Zoya, I guess for maybe being poor or being an outsider, or she doesn't eat in a ladylike way, or she ate in public, one of those things. Her building has a kind of fancy looking doorman and her dad is a lawyer, so I guess this is just poor by Upper East Side standards. Anyway, she invites Obi over to have dinner with her dad. Max, meanwhile, tells Jillian that she's pretty much in a funk because she's kind of a billboard and she just needs to find herself again, and he offers to help because he's good at, quote, demolishing inhibitions. So he's going to take her out and help her find herself, Max style. The principal, meanwhile, calls a staff meeting about Gossip Girl. She says that the parents are threatening to pull their donations to the school if Gossip Girl isn't handled. And there is a new rule. Students aren't allowed to have their phones during the day. Kate, who's pretty gross at this point, mutters under her breath that this is bad for business. Add to this, one of the kids' parents has donated some kind of fancy consultant to figure out who Gossip Girl is. So the teachers all gather in the staff room to figure out ways to escape capture. It's bad. Obi then has dinner with Zoya's father, and it goes well, but they're all so boring. And then he asks Zoya's father if he can take her out on a date. Zoya's father, humorless as he is, says no, but he's getting close to the point where he's going to say yes, I guess. Then the hashtag Zugly starts trending. It's Zoya but ugly. I know. Zoya is really upset by this, which I thought was really absurd at first, but then I remember that she is 14 years old, and online bullying, no matter how petty anybody else thinks it is, it can be really hurtful, so I sympathized with her. Audrey and Aki are in bed together, and it's awkward. I'm so scared that someone is going to accidentally call out Max's name. That doesn't happen, but yeah, it's not great. They are trying though. Max and Jillian go out partying, and meanwhile Zoya becomes pretty obsessed with her trending status, and she calls Luna, the girl who made the hashtag, and Luna tells Zoya that she's going to give her some kind of a makeover. She tells Monet that if Jillian falls, they're not going to go down with her, so basically they're hitching their wagons to the new royal it couple in town. By the way, I know Monet and Luna are meant to be the really mean, popular, shallow girls, but they are a lot of fun. Gossip Girl then sends out a blind item blast, meaning she doesn't reveal any names, about one of Constance's favorite couples, and she reveals that one of them is cheating. Both Audrey and Aki lie to each other because they both feel guilty as they secretly read the blast, knowing that they both cheated on each other. Then, as Jillian is partying, she sees her dad in the club with a woman. Max, meanwhile, at the same time, finds out that one of his dads is on this app that is similar to Grindr, possibly cheating on his husband, Max's other dad. The teachers are still getting up to their teacher shenanigans, and both Audrey and Aki, overcome with guilt, separately confront Max about telling Gossip Girl. Max is all, well, maybe you shouldn't have cheated then. He's unbothered, but he also didn't send the tip to Gossip Girl, at least I don't think he did. Max and Jillian then kind of bond over the fact that Jillian is looking for her dad's new girlfriend, and Max is trying to find out what his dad is up to on the Grindr type app. He asks Aki to catfish his dad to see what his dad is up to. Meanwhile, Jillian stalks her dad's girlfriend from afar. Meanwhile, Luna gives Zoya kind of the lowdown on how she's meant to handle herself on the Upper East Side. How to walk, how to smile, how she can't eat in public, etc, etc. So Zoya meets Obi, dressed to the nines, ready to follow all of upper society's rules, I guess. This is going to be a disaster. And I kind of can't wait. Long story short, Gillian outs her dad as having a girlfriend, I guess, since he was hiding her. Max's parents' storyline is a little more compelling and kind of heartbreaking. One of Max's dad dresses a little bit more flamboyantly, feels as though this is who he is, so he's been doing it a lot more lately, and Max encourages this expression, but Max's other dad, even though he still loves him, misses the older version of Max's dad. Predictably, Zoya and Obi end up having a terrible date because of all the rules. Obi eventually leaves and he tells Zoya that she's being really weird. Then she tells him that she is who she is, she's going to eat in public. She tells him that it's really hard to date the Prince of New York. Even though he didn't impose any of these rules on her, she's 14, so she listens to what people tell her about the rules of dating the Prince of New York. He eventually also talks to Jules and he accepts responsibility for what became of them, and she admits that she also got wrapped up in this idea of who she was. I don't know, you guys, I like them, or rather, I like Jules a lot when she's away from her friends and when she's not in influencer mode, when she's just Jules being a friend and being genuine. I mean, I can enjoy all the sides to her because this is Gossip Girl after all, but I like her here. The teachers again are up to something, but exposing one of the husband's ex-bosses, I don't know. After indulging in some party favors, Max reveals the truth about Audrey and Aki to Audrey and Aki. Zola and Obi end their date with a kiss, and I half expected her meddling dad to come out, but he doesn't, thank goodness. The doorman, though, does take a photo of them, and there's something seriously wrong with all of the adults in this show, basically. Except for Max's parents. Max eventually has a very emotional moment out on the steps with his teacher, and he admits how much it hurts what his parents are going through. Even though they don't do anything inappropriate, the teacher being there in this moment kind of ruined it for me. But since this scene was about Max and it was an important, emotionally vulnerable scene, I'll ignore that. Audrey and Aki make up and it's sweet, it looks genuine, but at the same time I feel like deep down we all know, they know that this is not quite over, this business with Max. One of the teachers gets fired, and I'm guessing that was kind of the plan all along, even though they tried to wash their hands of it. This teacher was the sacrificial lamb when it came to the whole Gossip Girl investigation, but she proudly tells them that she didn't crack under pressure. Such strange priorities. Anyway, Gillian tells her friends that she left her phone at home one of the days on purpose. This is some growth, I like this. Then her friends, Luna and Monet, decide that since the sisters won't start a war with each other, they're going to start a war for them. And that was episode 3 of Gossip Girl. Honestly, I really enjoyed this episode. It's getting better with every episode, and this one clocked in at around 55 minutes, so it was a bit longer than usual, but good. That's all I have for this video. Thank you for watching.